Blocksy is one of the most feature-rich themes out there. And since it has so many options, I'm sure there are a lot of people who even don't know about this or that feature. And therefore today I'm gonna show approximately 15 hidden features Blocksy has, and I'm gonna offer you some simple hacks which allow you to customize your site to look even nicer. So if you're interested, then jump in. And now let's start with the first hidden feature, and that is video thumbnail for WooCommerce products. I'm gonna show what I mean by that. Let's go to the customizer, open up the product archives, cards option, and activate video thumbnail here. Now let's publish it. Now I'm gonna open up one product here, and under the product featured image, I'm gonna open it up. You'll see that there is a video URL. You can paste some kind of URL from the YouTube or Vimeo or whatever. I'm gonna paste the YouTube video link here. Or another option, I can upload my own video MP4 file. So I'm gonna set product image, update. Let's see the product itself. And as you see, the video is here. Or if I go to the shop page, scroll down, as you see, there is an image, which means that if I have some kind of videos that I would like to show as a product thumbnails, I can do that. And if I would like to change the look of the thumbnail, then I can change the image ratio here. At the moment it uses portrait mode, but I can use, for example, 16:9, and now it looks much better. I'm gonna leave it as it is because I don't wanna change it at the moment. Now let's move to the next hidden feature, and this time I'm gonna talk about variation galleries. And as you see, I have 3 variations here. Now if I open one up, you can see there is a variation gallery source. It's a default, that means this image here, or custom. I can open up my own custom images. Let's imagine that I'm gonna upload those images for the gallery. Insert, and this is for blue. Let's open up the gallery for white. For example, these images, I can rearrange them as I like. And I have a third one here, custom. Let's add those images here. Save changes, update my product, open it up, black, as you see, bunch of gallery images here, white, other images, and third one, Chrome here. It seems that I uploaded small images, but nevertheless you get the picture. It's a nifty feature, and if you haven't followed the changelog, then you maybe missed that Blocksy has a variation image gallery built in. And now let's move to the third hidden feature, and this time I'm gonna show you post types extras. In order to activate it, go to the Blocksy, now choose extensions, Pro extensions, and activate this post types extra. Here's a description that it enables support for custom fields and so on. I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. So I have a custom fields here. It's my property site. I built it a couple of months ago in order to make a video about it. So if you're interested how to create a real estate site with a Blocksy and custom fields, then take a look at the description of this video. There is a link to it. But I created the site with a custom fields. Let's take a look at the fields. Price, address, square feet, and so on. And I can output those here. Address, price, location, bedrooms, bathrooms, garages. All are here. And now if I open up the customizer, I created a post type called properties. This one here. I'm gonna open it up, cards option, and as you see, I can output ACF fields here. There is a post meta, those two here, featured image, title, and 2 ACF fields. Price, this one, and address. Now there is a post meta field where I also gonna output the ACF fields. And I have 3 of those: bedrooms, bathrooms, garages, and last one uses taxonomies. I created custom taxonomies and I can output them here. I can also output them on a single property page. Let's open it up. Property title, and as you see, ACF fields also here. So it's a really powerful feature, and pay attention that it doesn't work only with ACF, but it also works with posts, metabox, and so on. If you're using custom fields, then you can output them here. And it doesn't end up here. I'm gonna close the customizer for a second. And now, as you see, I have a properties categories. I can select the featured image for this category, and I can set the accent colors. I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. As you see, I have 2 taxonomies, featured and for sale, for this specific property. Featured is red, and the other one is yellow or orange. So I can change the colors: text color, text hover color. Let's change it to blue, for example, and hover background is black. So if I update it and refresh it, then as you see, with a couple of clicks, I changed the color here. Later I'm gonna show you a hack how to add those tags on the image, because by default they are either above the image or below the image. So later, if you stick to the video, I'm gonna show you how to do that. So I'm gonna change it back to red because I like red more. So I'm gonna refresh it and move to the next feature, although this is not feature per se, but it's a small hack. I'm gonna show you how to add those taxonomies on the images. First, let's open up the properties once again, cards options, and as you see, first one here is post meta. If I drag it here, it looks weird because I have used a custom CSS, but since I want them on my image, I'm gonna drag it on top of it, select that there are taxonomies, and I'm gonna output categories, and style is button. Now I'm gonna go to the additional CSS and paste this small piece of code here. If I don't do that, then as you see, it is shown above the image, but since I want them on the image, I'm gonna paste this code. Margin button, you can change it as you like. For me, minus 40 pixels is good enough. Take a look at the description of this video because all the CSS code I'm gonna show you today, the link to the code is in the description, so which means you can use it freely. Now let's move to the next hidden feature, probably some of you don't know. And this feature is useful for those who are using WPML for a multilingual sites. So I have a WPML installed and I need a language switcher. Therefore I'm gonna go to the header, and as you see, if I have a language switcher activated, I have a languages element here. I'm just gonna drag it above my header. 3 languages: English, Estonian, French. If I open it up, I can customize it whether it's shown inline or dropped as a drop down. So let's choose a drop down to see what happens here. And it works like this. I like inline option more, therefore I'm gonna choose this one. Whether to show the flag and label, or just a label, or only a flag. I'm gonna activate both. Label style is short, that means I'm not gonna show English, Estonian, French, but short version of the languages here. I can hide the current language. I can set the item spacing, as you see, bigger or smaller. 10 pixels is enough for me. And under the design, I can choose the font, colors, and so on. And with a couple of clicks, I can add my language switcher in a place I like. Also, if you open up the footer builder, you can add the language switcher in the footer in a similar way. Just drag it in a place you would like the language switcher to be. Great feature, isn't it? Next feature is about header account element. I talked with Sergio from the Blocksy team about the feature that their customers doesn't seem to know about, or the features their customers don't find easily, and he told me that this one is one of those that their customer doesn't seem to find. As you see, there are two states for the account element: logged in option and logged out option. If you click on it, you'll see what happens. Logged out options, you'll see that there is an icon and text is login, and if I click here, it switches to the logged in option, and now the icon is different and the text is different, so you can customize it for two states. So for logged in options, you can choose the avatar icon, account action, icon size, label visibility, position, and so on, and label text. Also, you can choose the design here. And for logged out options, basically the same, only there is no avatar here. Account action, whether it's modal, custom link, or WooCommerce account. Now, if you're using WooCommerce and you allow your customers to log in, then this is a nifty feature for you. And this means that we can move to the next hidden feature, and this hidden feature is all about second mobile menu here. As you see, I have mobile menu 1 here, but if I want, I can add another one. This feature arrived a month or two ago, so I'm sure most of you don't know that there is another menu option here. So I'm gonna just drag it here or there, and for the sake of this video, let's drag this one down below the header. It's here. I can select the menu, for example, footer menu. I can set the alignment, whether to stretch it or not. I'm not gonna do that. Pay attention though that it's not a responsive menu. That means it's not like your main menu on the off-canvas panel. So that means it should be a short one. Element visibility, whether to show it on tablets and mobiles or only tablets. You can choose this one and you can design it as you like. So let's make a spacing a bit smaller, 20 pixels. And as you see, now it's shown nicely up here. I can design the row background color, for example, this one here. I'm not going to activate it, but you get the picture. I'm going to delete the menu and move to the next hidden feature. And this feature is once again about the header elements. So I'm going to open up the desktop view and let's talk about this icon here. If you hover on it, you'll see that there is a clone item written here. You can duplicate only those items that have this icon here. For example, button. If I drag it here, it has all the same options activated as a button number 1. So I have two similar buttons here, but I can open up this one up and customize it as I like. You can have up to 2 buttons, up to 4 contact elements, up to 6 dividers, and up to 4 HTML elements. Just clone or delete as you like. Also, there are social items you can clone, up to 2 social item elements. And this cloning option for me is one of the most powerful features of the header element. It allows me to customize my header in every way I like. Awesome feature, and there are kudos, Blocksy team, well done. Now I have 2 customizer related hidden features I would like to talk about. And first of those is the performance feature here. Click on it and you can disable the emoji script. If you don't use emojis on your site, then I suggest you to disable it because it will speed up your site a bit. If you would like to lazy load your images, activate this option and you can choose a images loading animation type. And also dynamic CSS output. There is a small explanation what is what, whether it's inline or file. If you have those options activated, then your site opens a bit faster than it would without those options. And last hidden feature, which is located in the customizer, is buried under the general, manage options, and export or import. Some of you don't know, but you can export all the customizer settings. Just click on export, choose customizer or widget, click on export once again, save the file, and if you would like to import all the settings to the next site, just click or drop to upload the file, select the file, open and import. It will take a couple of seconds to import all the settings, and after that you need just tweak the settings here or there. Really easy to move the settings from one side to another. And that concludes the customizer part. Now let's move to the next hidden features Blocksy team has. And this time I'm gonna open up a page, and there is a Blocksy icon here, Blocksy page settings. I can override all the settings that I set on the customizer. For example, if the customizer says that this page should have a title, I can set my own custom title with a custom title settings, with a custom design. I can disable it or leave it as it is. I can set the page structure. For example, if the site-wide structure is set to the right sidebar or no sidebar, I can choose an arrow width, left sidebar, and so on. I can select the content area style source, whether it's wide or boxed, and I can set it differently for the different devices. Vertical spacing for this page, and this is probably the feature I'm using the most, because if I'm creating front pages, I don't need page title and I don't need top spacing. So if you see, there is a page title activated and sidebar activated, but I can disable page title. I can set it to normal width, disable the top spacing, and if I update it and refresh it, then it looks much better. I can also disable the featured image for this page. I can disable the header and footer, and if I do that, then it's basically a landing page. Nothing else but the content. You should know that these are really powerful features. Take a closer look at them for sure. Next feature is about Blocksy popups. I have made a video about how to create Blocksy popups. If you're interested, then take a look at the description of this video. There's a link to it. But I'm going to show you how to open up the pop-ups with a link you added. There is a pop-up button I created here. This one, email, phone, form. Now let's grab this output link here. I'm going to go to the pages. Let's add a button here. Text as a click me. And now let's add a link. Link is gonna be the one I copied earlier. I'm gonna add it, update it, view the page, click on it, and as you see, this nice pop-up opens up. Nothing difficult here. Just go to the content blocks, create a pop-up, copy this output link and add it in a place you would like it to be. I can even add it to the text. Let's edit the page itself. I'm gonna select the text, create the link, add it here. Let's add an underline, update, view page, click, and there it is. And since we're already talking about the pop-ups, let's take a look how to open up the pop-up with the help of the header button. So I'm gonna go to the header, drag a button here. Now take a look at the button settings. There is a pop-up template. So click behavior, whether to open the link or pop-up. I'm going to choose a pop-up, and I have a pop-up called pop-up button over there. So I'm going to publish it. Let's close the customizer and see what happens. Now let's click on a button and it opens up. Nothing difficult here. And while we're on the front end, let's take a look at the next hidden feature Blocksy has, and this is hooks location. So if you would like to see all the team hooks, just click on the team hooks and you can see all the hooks you have here. Just scroll down and voila, there they are. If you need to add something to the content bottom, then pay attention to this hook, and if you're creating a block, then just choose a according hook. Blocksy content bottom. So let's take a look at it. Content bottom, this one here. And it doesn't end up only with the team hooks. It also shows you WooCommerce hooks. As you see, WooCommerce main content, shop loop, and so on. If you would like to add something below this title, then just take a look at the hooks, use the hook accordingly, and you're good to go. There are not too many themes out there that are allowing you to see the visual hooks in a way that Blocksy does, and this is an awesome feature. I'm a heavy hooks user, and this one helps me out every time. Now I'm going to hide them and move to the next hidden feature. And this time I'm going to show you how to create links that will open up all sorts of off-canvas and other elements. For example, if I click on this link, it will open up test cart. If I click on this element, it will open up off-canvas menu. If I click on a search button, it will open up the search. If I click on a login, it will open up the login modal with a sign up option. There is nothing difficult. Take a look at the description of this video. As I said before, there's a link to the site that contains all this info, but for the test card there is this link, for the off-canvas menu this link, for the search this link here, and for the login this link here. One more thing you should know about though is how to add content to this off-canvas menu here. Open up the customizer, and there is something you need to do, and that is open up the header and drag the trigger element somewhere on your site, and this opens up this off-canvas area here. Now let's drag something here, for example widget area. I'm gonna publish it. Now I'm gonna go to the widgets. I'm gonna open up header widget area, and I'm gonna drag a product categories widget here. And now if I'm gonna close this one down, if I click here, as you see there is product categories, and if I would like to customize it, I'm gonna open up the customizer once again. Header, off-canvas area, I can design the background and so on. Pay attention though that in order this to work, you need this trigger element to be visible somewhere on your header, otherwise it will not work. Now let's take a look at the search. Blocksy has a nice search box here. I can add it in a header, and I can set it up in a way I like, but maybe I would like this search box to be visible on my site. Therefore, let's move to the small hacks we can do here. Two ways for me to make it work. One, I'm gonna open up the theme editor, create a child theme, and modify my functions PHP file. I don't like this solution, therefore I'm gonna go to the plugins, add new, and I'm gonna search for code snippets plugin. This one here. Install and activate it, and after that you'll see a snippets menu on the left. Click on add new. Give it the title, for example Blocksy search shortcode. Paste this small snippet here. Only run on site frontend. Save changes. And now let's add this search box somewhere. For example, I'm gonna delete the pop-up here. Let's add a shortcode. Paste it here. Update it. View page. And there you go. Let's search for something. There it is. And in a similar way, I can create a content block. For example, search box. Create. Let's add a row here. Full width. Add a shortcode. Paste it here. Open up the row settings, structure, content max width, inherit from theme. Pay attention though that I'm using the cadence blocks at the moment. So smaller padding here, some kind of background. For example, let's create the dark background. And now let's create a location, header after, and display condition, entire website. Update, let's refresh. There you go, my search box shown on all sites, all pages, shop, and products. And as you saw, it took me only a minute to set it up. You can do it also in a way you like. Next one. This wish list up here is shown for everybody. And it doesn't matter whether he or she is logged in or logged out, it is shown for everybody. This one here, this heart icon here, and this icon up here. It's nice and handy, but let's imagine that I would like to show or offer this wishlist option only for my logged in users. Therefore, a small hack: open up the customizer, go to the additional CSS, and paste this small piece of code here. Publish it. Let's close it down and let's see what happened. As you see, I'm logged in. Everything is visible. Now let's open up it with a private view. I'm gonna refresh. And nothing. It's gone from here, and from the shop page. Now I would need to tweak this divider here because it's visible, but it's also a matter of seconds to do so. And as you saw, 20 seconds of copy of pasting, and the wish list is visible only for logged in users. Now let's go to the checkout page. As you see, this is a basic Blocksy checkout page. If you would like to tweak it a bit, then open up a customizer once again, open up the additional CSS, and paste this small piece of code here. So instead of the solid border, it's dash border, and the other details have a small background. It's a bit better to see what's what. Also, the same styling applies to this cart page. As you see, the cart totals has a slight background as a checkout page has. Now there is one bonus tip for you. For example, if I choose a local pickup, then take a look. The address of the local pickup is shown. If you would like to know how to accomplish that, then take a look at the description of this video. I'm gonna put the link to the blog post which describes how to do that. But basically, you only need to find out your local pickup shipping method ID number and tweak this piece of code here. And one more thing, take a look at the Blocksy documentation site. It's under the More menu. There is a developers part. Take a look at the filters and actions reference. There are a bunch of things you can use. For example, change logo URL, grab this code, go to the snippets, paste it here, replace the URL, for example. Let's use this one here. Save changes and activate, refresh the page. And now if I click on the logo, it will redirect me to the About Us page. This documentation site contains a bunch of cool stuff. For example, take a look at the Blocksy post shortcode section and so on. Now, if you find this tutorial helpful, then press thumbs up and take a look at the next video you see on the screen right now, because it's also full of useful content. Meanwhile, take care.